It is not an everyday thing for an organization outside of government to pursue causes for women relentlessly. Women the world over are the most vulnerable group of people in war, famine, workplaces, and businesses. At every turn, a woman is oppressed, denied or abused without timely succor. Hence, the need arises for an organization that provides the needed interface for economic and leadership empowerment. Women Advancement for Economic and Leadership Empowerment in Africa, Waele came into existence in 2004 to satisfy the need for women to get better involved in economic and leadership activities.
Women Advancement was a child of necessity because we started with Better Life program for African rural women. And when we left Better Life program for African rural women, we decided to form Women Advancement, myself and my colleagues. Forming Women Advancement was to basically cater for Nigerian women, the widows, the less privileges, the women reproductive health and rights, economic and political empowerment of Nigerian women. But when we started, somewhere along the line, our friends in other African countries said they want to be part of it. So we had to basically include them. And that was why I said Arcelfa was a child of necessity. We started it as a Nigerian organization, but we have to extend it to the other African countries.
Part of the objectives of Waele is to serve as a forum where African women exchange ideas, discuss their problems, design and form strategies regarding their business interests, to encourage and promote training of their members to enable them develop individual talents, and to assist African rural women to organize themselves and improve their working methods, just to mention a few. From the very beginning in 2004, Waele made clear its objectives and went about them diligently.
Waele has been very, very active across the African region. It has done a lot of activities for the less privileged in all the war-torn areas in Africa. Waele has been in South Sudan. Waele has gone to the Sahrawi. It has also gone to Chad and so many other places. And even here, back home, Waele has also been involved in the empowerment of women, especially widows in the states. And Waele has been able to give them what it does, like it gives them a revolving loan that is payable over time but without interest, so that it helps to give the widows a means of livelihood. So Waele has been very, very active in all the aspects of providing safety nets for these people who actually lack that.
As far as employment is concerned, there is hardly any state in Nigeria that Waele has not touched the life of the rural woman and enhanced her economic well-being.
Waele is one body that has been able to, in the last 12 years, since its formation, been able to reach out to over 40 countries in Africa. And it's something that everyone is proud of, because you can imagine one person having a vision. I'm talking about Otumba Basira Naibi, who is the founder of Waele, and she's been able to carry on. And so it has made a lot of impact on the lives of women, not only in Nigeria, not only in West Africa, but across the African region.
In Akwa Ibom State, cassava processing machines, palm oil processors, and sewing machines were some of the empowerment tools that were distributed to assist women live above poverty in 2004.
I want a palm oil producing machine, complete machine. This will empower the women economically. It will be benefit to our family and the community and Bareni as a whole, because I'm the coordinator representing Bareni in local government. So I'm doing this for my local government. Without the machine, we produce about 200 mils of palm oil manually. But with the machine, we will be able to produce about 10 drums of oil a day. And this will help us to export the oil, not for only consumption. I'm grateful to our president and initiator.
A few months after Akwa Ibom, 10 sewing machines, 16 knitting machines, and 16 milling machines were given to women across 5 local government areas in Borno State. A year later, 2005, Waele gave out 60 sets of milling machines in Ondo State, southwest Nigeria. Financial empowerment was extended to women in Abia State in 2007 by Waele, and as of June 2013, 40 widows benefited from another round of empowerment in Oyo State.
We also were able to empower women economically in some states of Nigeria. We started from Akwa Ibom State, where we gave them palm oil processing machine, cassava processing machine, sewing machine, knitting machine. We went to Borno State, we did sewing machine in Borno State, milling machine and knitting machine. In Ondo State, we gave milling machine, 60 milling machine. In Abia State, we gave money for women to be able to start doing something so that they are not just sitting down at home. We were able to give some women, widows, money in Oyo State to start doing business. At that after the empowerment of the widow in Oyo State, the government of Oyo State gave us award, and this is the award here. In 2016, we decided to empower 1,200 women. The 1,200 women, we said, we started from Benue State of Nigeria, 100 women, Adamawa State of Nigeria, 100 women, Sarawi refugee camp in Algeria, 100 women, Kebbi, 100 women, Gambia, 100 women, Somalia, 100 women, Enugu State, 100 women, Cross River, 100 women, and then Lagos, 100 women, making 1,200 women. Let me say that in those other foreign countries, we did 200 women. We choose 3 countries out of Nigeria, namely Algeria, Gambia, Somalia, 200 women. In Nigeria, we choose 6 states, 1 from each geopolitical zone, namely Benue, Adamawa, Kebbi, Cross River, Enugu, and Lagos. So, making 1,200 women.
On Waele Humanitarian Services, the organization touched the lives of women in Plateau State during the ethno-religious crisis with foodstuff and household wares. In the Republic of Chad and Juba, South Sudan, hundreds of bags of rice, salt, wheat, and cartons of milk, detergents, and various other relief materials were delivered to refugee camps in these war-torn regions.
We, women leaders, members of Women Advancement for Economic and Leadership Empowerment in Africa, from all the region of Africa, we are here today to show our solidarity with the people and government of South Sudan. To also be on a peace mission, but anytime we are on peace mission, we always give our token in support of the women and children of that country. This we have done in Chad during the rebel crisis in Chad. We have done it also in Nigeria during the just religious crisis, and we are in Juba, South Sudan today to make our presentation of 600 bags of maize and also 100 cartons of milk. This we know cannot wipe out the loss, but we think and we pray that it will help the people, the women and children that are, you understand, greatly affected by this war.
Waele has over time undertaken peace missions to Tanzania, Sudan, the Darfur region, Algeria, and the Sahrawi Republic, all in a bid to attend to the plight of women.
We've been able to also solve problems between two countries, namely Sudan and and Chad. When there was crisis between Sudan and Chad, I led 18 African women to Chad to discuss with President Omar al-Bashir. We discussed with him heart to heart as African women, and he obliged us. He agreed with us that there was need for peace within the African region, particularly between Sudan and Chad, and the crisis in Darfur. And he told us that he gave us reason why he closed the border and closed the embassy. But he promised us that he would reopen his border and reopen his embassy. 2 weeks after we left Sudan, he actually reopened the border and reopened the embassy and gave credit to Women Advancement for Economic and Leadership Empowerment in Africa for that peace mission that we were able to that we did in Sudan. We also went to South Sudan on a peace mission. We've also been to Somalia on a peace mission. We've given relief material in Somalia, and we've given relief material in South Sudan. All this we've been able to do because of our commitment to the African women emancipation.
Waele Arcelfa participated in the African Spanish Women for a Better World 2008 in Niamey, Niger Republic, and in June 2009 joined in the luncheon and first meeting of the Working Group on Economic Development in Nairobi, Kenya. Other notable conferences Waele Arcelfa participated in are the International Council of Women in South Africa in October 2009, United Nations 8th African Regional Conference on Women in Banjul, The Gambia, and the launching of the African Union African Women's Decade in Nairobi, Kenya in 2010. Waele Arcelfa was part of the Sahrawi Women International Conference in Algiers in April 2013. In October 2013, the founder and president, Waele Arcelfa, Otumba Basirat Nahibi Niasse, OON, delivered a paper on a world of women for world peace at the Capitol Visitor Auditorium in Washington, D.C., United States of America, with many members of parliament in attendance.
I deliver paper in American Congress. I was invited to deliver paper on my peace mission in Africa. That took place in 2013 in the American Congress, and Ms. Nancy Pelosi was there, and we are able to tell them what we have done within the African sub-region.
Waele Arcelfa has also been part of election monitoring in different African countries. In 2010, it monitored elections in Sudan, Burundi, Ivory Coast, and Guinea-Conakry. It also monitored elections in Niger and Benin Republic in 2011. And just last year, 2015, saw the conclusion of elections in Sudan and Benin Republic.
We've monitored elections in Sudan, in Benin, in some other African countries. We've been able to monitor elections. And we are part of we cannot give our own opinion, like real opinion of monitoring the election or what happened during the election. It's a collective responsibility of all those people that monitor election. You write your report and give it, and that is what we've been able to do. But by and large, we are also going to continue sending our women to monitor election across Africa. And let me also include this. Because of the commitments of Waele Arcelfa in Africa, and because of the role I have played towards the African women emancipation and advancement in Africa, I'm now a member of the African Union Steering Committee for the Fund of African Women. We are only 18 of us across Africa, and alhamdulillah, I'm one of the women that was chosen to be among those 18 women.
Waele Arcelfa in 2009, 2010, and 2011 organized capacity building and advocacy training for women in the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria that saw over 4,000 women participating. Several other workshops and trainings have been held on women reproductive health, sanitation, and general counseling across different communities and territories far and near.
we've always been able to champion the cause of African women in women reproductive health and rights. Women reproductive health and rights, we've been able to partner with IPAS, and through IPAS we were able to do a lot of training within the Nigeria distinct. We've been able to do a lot of training. We did it in Niger State, we did in Ondo State, in River State, and we've been able to do a lot because I can't remember. This is a journey of 12 years, so it's difficult for me to remember most of the things we have done. But this is how far we have done regarding what we set out for ourselves.
Today, the founder, president of Waele Sefa, Otumba Bashirat Nahibi Niase, OON, is a member of African Union Steering Committee for the Fund for African Women and African Union, Women and Gender Cluster, West African Coordinator.
Amen.
It is heartwarming to note that such a massive and consistent drive for women empowerment is propelled largely by the women themselves. It is also good news that Waele Sefa has succeeded in almost every mission and initiative undertaken from inception in 2004 to date.
With or without me, with the dedicated members that we have, the national officers, the regional officers, the continental body of women advancement, I want to believe, without missing word, that women advancement will go places. And without missing word, that this organization will continue. It's not going to be about me now. It is now about African women survivor. And because of the commitment of our member, because they believe in what I believe in, because they are passionate in what I'm passionate, I want to believe that even after my death, my children will continue with the organization. So it's not about short, medium, or long time. The long time of women advancement is that more African women will benefit from our programs, and more African women will be able to say they are a member of women advancement, and this is what they are benefited from the organization.
We say kudos to the founder and all the executives, partners in Nigeria and across Africa.
She is the realm of virtue.